That's better. I'm bigger. Yes. So, congratulations, dude. We are here to talk about your film, Vampire Zombies from Space. And when you said it was Mel Brooks inspired, you weren't lying. It's. I have to say, man, I think it's my favorite comedy of the year, and I think Hundreds of Beavers. I don't know if you've heard of Hundreds of Beavers before,
Oh yeah,
but
it's great.
it's so good as well. But it's like that sort of slapstick. So like with Hundreds of Beavers and with Vampire Zombies from Outer Space, they're both incredibly unique, and there's nothing really out there like it. So just explain to me, tell me how the idea, the ridiculousness came about.
Yeah, so certainly the first image that was ever in my head for this movie was a miniature UFO where you can see the string and a practical explosion and a CGI beam, and then marrying all of that together would look so stupid and be so funny. So that's kind of where the idea originated, and I had been watching Ed Wood films at the time, and I realized they're so rife for parody, right? Like
Hmm.
there's so much to poke fun at. So yeah, it just kind of evolved from there. And I think I also love the bad B movies, Ed Wood movies, so it comes from a place of respect as well. So it
Definitely.
lampoons, but also pays kind of love and respect to the genre was the goal.
Like, from the cover, I was expecting, some like really dodgy sort of makeup, but intentionally dodgy, But man, some of the makeup in this is like really gruesome. It's like you've stayed true to the 1950s B movie thing, but you've also added like a modern amount of gore, maybe to suit the gore hound in the horror lover, which is a very unique. It's a unique blend, man. So, like, tell me about the makeup process and all the practical effects in it.
Yeah, so I mean, we certainly knew we wanted practical effects, and in this movie, actually, sometimes that hyper realistic or over the top gore serves as a joke. It's almost a comedy beat in that you aren't expecting this, rubber bat on a string to like pull out someone's neck
Yes.
and have it look so realistic and gross. But we had a great team. We had Stephanie Johnson, Mitchell Brandt, and Sebastian Gaspar Woods. They're amazing makeup effects artists. We also have the Butcher Shop, which is a Canadian place here, as well as Masters Effects. They lent us a bunch of, fake legs and fake arms and heads and just a bin of all these, goodies. But we really wanted it to feel elevated from that B movie. So that was certainly the inspiration, and the skeleton was an Ed Wood B movie. But then we wanted to kind of bring it into modern times as far as the comedy and the gore and the gags and the attention span, because some of those movies, as much as I love them, like I'll sit and watch, an old B movie any day, but they can be a little slow and slog, and we kind of wanted that fast paced, like constant momentum, similar to like we're also big Monty Python fans, so like in so much as the Holy Grail is kind of a series of vignettes with a thin story. That's kind of what ours is as well. There's a thin story and then a bunch of crazy characters you meet along the way.
Yeah, like your characters, like the cop was very, very funny, man. The alcoholic cop, and just I wasn't expecting them just like they randomly trying to start poisoning people if someone didn't take the drink.
Yeah.
He's like, here, just take this drink, to this sort of.
Yeah.
So that was quite funny as well. And what about Lloyd Kaufman? How did he come into the project?
Yeah, so Lloyd's been kind of I won't say friend, but an acquaintance of mine for a decade now. I've done some editing for Trauma back in the day, and I was in his movie Shakespeare Shitstorm. I had a little cameo, and he's cameoed in some of my things. So it was honestly just a matter of calling him up, and he was very game. We just didn't want to be the one to kill Lloyd on our set because he's getting old, and all he had to do was fall to his knees. But we brought all these extra like pads to set, and like we were very very careful because he's such a legend, right?
Yes,
we don't want him to die on our set.
Yeah.
But no, he was great. He showed up and he played the part. It was the role he was born to play.
Yeah. So was that part of like when I looked it up on IMDb, I was like, oh shit, like Lloyd Kaufman's like starring in this, and then but all I could see in the IMDb thing was Public Master. So
yeah,
that's all I could see. It's like, right, okay. Like I was thinking maybe that's some sort of commander on the vampire spaceship or something, But no, he was the master beater, and that's just like hats off to the guy, for like he, as you say, he is such a legend, like in the B horror community. Like, so you would be it's sort of like a trauma level of gore, to a certain extent, and it sort of makes more sense now that I've just learned that you used to do some editing and stuff for trauma. So it's yeah, and there's like a lot of Mars Attacks as well, sort of vibe to it.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. And like I left that movie going, I want to watch Mars Attacks again, and I want to watch Spaceballs again. So in Spaceballs, you've got Lord Dark Helmet, and he's got this huge giant helmet. Where in this vampire zombies from space, they've got these huge collars, intergalactic vampire collars. So it's really good, man. And so, what is the plans? What's the release plans?
So right now we're talking to a few distributors. We're still open to different people we maybe aren't in talks with, but we're gonna try and get it on some streaming. We'd love to do a physical like Blu-ray eventually as well. So we're in talks, but we have no one on board yet. So we're open, and we're really just touring with the film. We just played in Australia, and I found out today actually we won a Best Film Award there in Australia. So that's
congratulations!
Cool.
Congratulations!
But yeah, we're hoping to do some more festivals. We've already done about 20 festivals around the world, and hoping to play some bigger ones in the new year. Mm-hmm. And after that, we want to do like a little theatrical run. We'd love to get some distributors on board. So it's all happening.
A physical release, does that mean that you do have a lot of stuff shot maybe for like extra features and like
we have a lot of behind the scenes footage. We have a lot of stuff of like how certain effects were done. Mm-hmm. You mentioned Hundreds of Beavers. They have a really cool feature on their Blu-ray that breaks down the VFX by layer. So I would love to do something similar to that. We have deleted scenes. We have all kinds of stuff we could really pack into a nice Blu-ray, which I would love to do.
And you were saying about all the festivals. I've seen it just like on just the screenshot before you press play on the movie. You've won like, what is it, 4 awards now? The Australian, or just 5 awards?
Yeah, as far as like best film ones, I think we've won 4 or 5, and then things like screenplay and supporting actor and that, I think we're up to like 17 or 18 nominations. It's crazy for this little dumb movie.
Yeah, it really does deserve it, man. And as I say, like there's nothing out there like it. It's a really, really good blend of like modern horror and the stuff that we like in a strange way. Like you got Frankie Frico, the Steven Kostanski movie, which is made sort of like with an old school love of like critters and ghoulies, but it still had the modern flair. It's the exact same sort of concept I see with vampire zombies, and it's so good. So would there be a sequel?
Oh, we would love to do a sequel. I already have the idea kind of mapped out of what I would do. It just comes down to ultimately the audience who sees this. And if we can get someone on board to, help with funding, because we're an extremely low budget movie. Like everybody got paid, but just barely. Mm-hmm. And we called a lot of favors and things to get this made. So we would love to do a sequel. It will require a little more money for what we want to do, but it'll be very rewarding to the viewers if it pans out.
Like I think the Blu-ray is a fantastic idea because out of everything, man, that everybody on that set was having such a good time, and like it's like making the old Batman series or something. It's just so ridiculous. Everybody once that camera cuts, or how many times it took to do a shot. Like I'd love to see a Blu-ray now. So I really hope that it does get a theatrical run, man. I'm going to be telling everybody that I can about it. And I have a lot of people here in Ireland that will love it for sure.
Yeah, if you know of any film festivals, we haven't played anywhere in Ireland yet. So if there's anything that you think would be a good showing, we would love to play there. And we've been trying to travel with the film as well. Like there's kind of 3 of us, myself, Alex Foreman, and Mike Statsko, who are kind of the key creatives. And we've tried to kind of make sure one of us is at every screening so we can, interact with people. Like that's why we made the movie, right? We want people to see it, and like it's the kind of movie you should see in a theater with a crowd, a couple of beers. Like,
yes,
I'm sure. I mean, you can tell me if it was fun on your own, but to me, I always imagine a big crowd really enhancing film,
Mhm.
and I've seen it happen firsthand. Like, you hear the laughter and the gasps and the cheers, and like, we're going for kind of an Evil Dead 2 kind of just like fun late night movie vibe.
Yeah, that's a very good point, man. And I guess, like, one of the upsides of Moviehooker is I do get to check out these awesome films, but like 90% of the time, I'm checking them out by myself.
Yeah.
And that, as you say, it's a thing for, like, I'd want like a group of friends around to sit and watch it, and I just know that everybody would love it, man. I really, really do. Like, the torso scene was hilarious. So, and like, I found that with the only other time I've ever seen that done, I think, is in Return of the Living Dead Part 2. So,
Okay.
yes, well, it was a shotgun. The shotgun blew off the torso, but then this funny music came, and then the girl with the fucked up face, who was in the morgue. The morgue scene was hilarious as well, man. But that reminded me, sort of like the practical effects there, sort of reminded me of one of the vampires from, I think, Fright Night 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and really, really cool. So almost like a big sort of vampiric smile. But yeah, man. No, I can't wait for people to see it, dude. And it's such an achievement for you to get it made. And as you say, it was done independently, so you've done it all by yourselves. And it's not the sort of film that a studio would be throwing money at. So I have so much respect for that, And as you say, like, just the ridiculousness, man, of the strings, the bats on the strings and stuff. I nearly spat out my coffee a couple of times, dude.
Well, that's good. That's what we want. I mean, for us too, a big thing was just making something that does feel different. I think all of us are kind of fatigued by the Marvelization of cinema, where now everything's a superhero movie or a Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
And you're starting to see a rise in kind of these weird niche films. Like Hundreds of Beavers is a great example. The People's Joker, Late Night with the Devil. Like, you're starting to get these smaller movies that are really, coming up. And I kind of say we've made a cult film, but now we need to earn the cult audience for this film.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would love for this film to play, on Halloween, randomly in Arkansas or somewhere in the middle of nowhere, year after year after year. And I think it could be that way. We just got to earn that kind of cult following.
Yeah, so it's sort of like the perfect sort of drive-in theater sort of buzz to it,
Exactly.
That's what you would want, a modern drive-in theater. Do you see that? Yeah, man, brilliant. But man, I think that's everything, dude. That was a good little chat, bro. And
cool. Well, thank you so much, and I'm so glad you liked the film. It was very nice of you to say all those compliments.
I did post on it, like I did. Some of my posts, man, would they reach millions of people, and it's just so strange what works and what doesn't work, because usually the ones that work aren't the ones that I want to fucking work, And
right.
But then if I repost, like, I seen a film at Fright Fest, and I loved it. I posted it, done nothing, and then I reposted it and it reached 3 million people. And
that's crazy.
So it's so good for, like, as a promotional vessel. But I will give it my all, man. I'll get a review written up as well tonight or tomorrow, and publish it and tag you or whatever, So
cool.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you very much for your time.
That?
Thank you for your time.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
And if you know anyone in Ireland that might want to show it or whatever, like, we just want to get eyes on it. That's the main thing. So we're kind of playing anything and everything.
Yeah.
Just because we want people to see this movie. We spent 5 years making it, so it's like, okay, let's.
Well, I can tell you what I do, man. I actually that's one, like, all my posters are on the ground. Here's one. But
oh, cool.
I run movie nights in a bar,
cool.
So I've got a big projector, and sometimes I can get up to like 50 to 60 people in there. And so, like, cool. Adrian contacted me from Buenos Aires, and he's looking for me to try and set up Atrium Horror Festival in Derry, where I live, as
Right.
So if you even, like, maybe I think I have to show a movie next time, but if you're up for me showing that film at the next movie night, I
That'd be
can do
great.
that there, man, and I can guarantee you there'll be like 40 or 50 people. I never
Yeah,
like
no,
there's no charge to get in or anything. I sell a
yeah,
few hoodies and t-shirts, and the movie's always free for people to enjoy. And I always want something that's a little bit different, and this certainly is different. And it's
yeah, no, that would be awesome, man.
yeah,
Just
awesome,
let me know, and I'll send you over a screener, and yeah, that'd be great.
cool, man. Take it easy.
Cool. Yeah, thank you so much. Really
No
nice
problem.
meeting
Yeah,
you. I
you too,
appreciate it.
Jacob, as well, man. Thank you, dude.
Okay.
Take it easy, bro.
Have a good day. See
Bye.
you. Bye.
Hey, Mimi.
Oh my goodness, my big boo, you're my fucking darling girl. You're my fucking big boo face, you're my fucking beautiful girl. Bruno's a handsome boy. Jeepers creepers, Brunsy. You are handsome. Fucking good shit though.